Dermot Sheehan,
Yes.
you're closing down.
We are.
After how many years?
We opened in 1989.
89, yeah.
So 25 years, is it?
And you bought it off Hewetson, Norman Hewetson.
Norman.
Hewetson. And they were there a long time.
Yes, before my time.
Before your time.
I came in here as a child, so I remember Norman.
You remember Norman?
Mary, but I don't remember William before that.
And they, I think they opened about 1916, and though it says 1920 on the shop.
Yeah, William Hewetson fought in the First World War, and when he came back, I think he opened this as either a bike shop or a garage or something. But I don't have.
And he loved fishing.
Yes, both of them, William and his son. Yeah.
And Norman, I think, fished for Ireland, didn't he?
He did. I don't know much about that. I was a child when I knew Norman. I didn't know Norman lately, really, so I didn't really know more about that.
So you made big changes here.
We did. We expanded it. Yeah. Like when we bought it, it was just purely a fishing tackle shop.
Yeah.
Now, it had evolved from a bike shop and a garage to a fishing tackle shop because I think obviously fishing was a hobby of Norman's, and obviously the garage industry changed, so that we moved from the main street. We went into all the outdoor equipment and camping equipment, clothing, all that.
You put that extension on the back there, yeah?
We did. Yes. There was just a yard full of sheds for servicing bikes.
So you sell all kind of fishing gear here?
We try to,
yeah.
Most of it, yeah.
Rods.
With the exception of coarse fishing, because we know that coarse fishing is there.
So what kind of stuff would you be selling here? Well, there's reels behind you there, though.
It's the small consumables really is where the bulk of the business is. All the small items, lures, the stuff that gets lost and used. Rods, fishing rods and reels are more expensive purchases, and people don't need to buy them as often. So it's consumables is what keeps us used to keep us in business.
So you have baits and spinners and
exactly.
knives and nets and
exactly all that. Yes.
So what kind of clothing gear do you have there then?
Well, we fleece, hats, a lot of camping equipment, tents, the cookers, everything you need for camping, hiking, socks, the boots, wetsuits. Expensive clothing has fallen away a lot in last year's Gore-Tex jackets. The business is gone a lot to the smaller purchases, anything below €20, €25. All the higher value purchases have really collapsed with the recession. Yeah.
And has it got cheaper? Clothing got cheaper or dearer in general?
It got dearer. The more expensive brands, even through the recession, were putting the prices up by about 5% a year every year. Even though sales were dropping, every time prices would come in every year, prices were gone up.
The wholesale was gone up.
The wholesale price was gone up on the premium brands.
Yeah. And what was the big thing that made you decide to close down?
Lack of business and the workload that increases because of that. Because when you're busy, you can afford staff to do a lot of the jobs. There's a lot of small jobs done in running a shop. There's hundreds of small jobs. As things get quieter, you take on all those jobs yourself. So you end up basically doing twice as much work, and you've less time to enjoy your life. I have small children, so it becomes a work-life balance issue, and you make a decision that you're working yourself too hard, and it's time for change.
Is there any truth in the rumour that there are less fishermen around?
There's a lot of truth in that.
It's gone down a bit, yeah. Kids are not into it anymore, are they?
That's very true. There's been an evolution in people's preference for pastimes and sports. I think fishing, the two traditional pastimes, golf and fishing, are both in decline because fitness, triathlons, running has taken a large part of that. So there's a much greater choice in activities, and especially for younger kids. Kayaking has got very big, cycling, running. Go back 10, 12 years ago, those things weren't as popular, so a lot of people were fishing. And nowadays, it has evolved like that fishing, I think, is getting a smaller share of people's leisure time.
Your father was an avid fisherman.
That's my theory.
But your father was an avid fisherman.
He was a fanatical fisherman.
Was that one of the
You
reasons
want
you
to
bought
see
it?
some of his pictures of his expeditions abroad.
Where did he go to?
He's been fishing in Mongolia, Norway, Kenya, Sweden several times. He went to Kenya about 6 times fishing. His pictures there. I went on one trip to Kenya, a lot in Sweden. So he planned lots more trips until he got in. His next trip was going to be to Svalbard Island.
Where's that?
That's the northernmost habitable place on Earth.
What?
It's part of Norway. It's up above Iceland.
And was that salmon fishing, is it?
No,
No.
I think halibut and cod or something. That was his next
Big fish.
planned trip.
A big fish by the look of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're kind of coming to an end of an era.
It is engineering, yeah, absolutely.
Any people interested in buying it as a fishing shop?
No. Strangely, there wasn't. I thought there might be, but people have more sense. To be honest.
Well, the best of luck.
Okay.
Campbell, you're buying. You think it's at the end of an era here?
Unfortunately, it is the end of an era. We're going. It's just as well, I suppose, in one way that some of us took up a bit of fly tying because we won't be able to get our flies here anymore.
You're buying here for a long time, are you?
Oh, for about 50 years.
50 years. So who did you buy off originally in the shop?
Or www. Hewetson, Willie Whitewater Houston, used to call him.
That was the call him, yeah?
That's what they called him. Himself, and then after him, then Norman.
Norman and Mary.
And Mary, of course, yes.
Did both of them work in the shop?
Both of them worked in the shop, that's right.
Were both of them fishermen, I think, were they? Did Mary fish? She did?
She did.
She did, yeah.
She did do a bit. But William and old William, in his younger days, he used to take some fish from the bigger lakes and put them into Clogher Lake.
And did it work?
It did.
It did? What kind of fish was it? Trout he put in?
Oh, trout. Brown trout.
Oh, he was trout.
Brown trout.
He was a really keen fisherman, wasn't he?
Oh, very keen.
Yeah, there's
Very
some
keen.
great photographs of his catches and all that, isn't there?
That's right.
And what kind of stuff would you be buying in here now? Over the years?
Over the years. I suppose they got my first fishing rod here. And at that time it would be a spinning rod.
Spinning rod.
And a lot of the fishing would be lures and maybe a bit of stroke hauling, which would have been frowned on.
Yeah. But they're all freshwater, is it?
All
for you?
All freshwater for me.
And the Hewetsons? No, they don't see. You don't bit of sea stuff. You did.
You did.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you'd be a little bit sad to see this place.
Very sad. Yeah, very, very sad to this place. It was also a great meeting place.
Was it?
The fishermen.
Fishermen met here, did they? Yeah. And who were the main fishermen around here that would meet here in your time now?
The main fishermen in our time would be Sidney Costello, Leo Joyce, Jack Stack.
Pat O'Connell, I suppose.
Oh, Pat O'Connell, that's right, Pat O'Connell. And the used to have a bakery down below, where the West Hotel is now, just beyond there.
McPheehan?
No, but above them, there were...
Coughlin's?
No, can't think of the name now.
Yeah.
But the particular man, he used to close the shop on a Wednesday and leave a note. Gone fishing. Do the business very good. The Mayox. The famous Mayox.
Well, at least you were telling the truth.
And in those days, of course, old Willie Hewetson, I mean, he had his own car. But most of them used to go on the bicycle. On the bicycle. And talking about Willie Whitewater and the motor car and that. This whole front is on a revolving pedestal. The whole front of the shop.
It's on wheels.
He used to bring the car into the shop.
It was a garage.
Oh,
garage,
is that right, sir?
That's right.
William, the people we
Yes.
purchased our house off, Norman,
yes.
Erwin Brown.
Erwin Brown, yeah.
They met up, I think, in a hospital in the Netherlands during the First World War.
Yes.
They both thought the other was dead. In the same town.
Yes.
And then we have a diary. I think a diary. Is it? I don't know. Ray has it. I don't know if it's Norman or William Hewetson's diary or Brown's diary.
That's right.
But there's an entry in it where one of them is in the hospital and he says, "Guess who walks in? William W. Hewetson."
Never.
So the two of them met out there. One of them, they thought one guy thought that it was dead.
Sure, of course.
This is during the course of the First World War, not the second one, the first one.
The first one.
Okay.
That is fascinating.
That diary has a lot of. I don't know if it
yes.
has that. It must root it out.
I think William was capable of hanging up the gone fishing sign as well. I've heard that.
Oh yes.
He thought the day was going to be good.
Yes. Oh yes.
Modern commercial realities are different. You can't do that.
No.
Your customers will be all getting upset.
Yes. There'll be a lot of competition between them all as well.
But the independent fishing tackle shop in Ireland is an endangered business. I'm talking to Trey, and a lot of the reps tell me that.
That's right.
A standalone fishing tackle shop in Ireland is basically outside of the big cities.
Yes.
None of them are viable, and a lot of them don't realise it yet, but they're all going to close. There's a few. To draw customers nowadays, you have to have a very large premises and a very large stock range to make it. People like a retail experience.
That's right.
You want to come into a shop that has everything.
Yes, that's true.
To draw customers, you have to have a very big premises anyway. And that's one of the reasons Clark's closed, because Harvey Norman has such a big, bright showroom.
That's very true.
But the retail experience is people will go because people like to browse, they enjoy browsing.
That's right.
You don't want to browse in a shop that doesn't have a big range of product.
That's true.
I've been in them in America, and they'd have cameras, and they'd have golf clubs, and they'd have fishing, and they'd have tents, and they.
In America, you have mega fishing shops, and in France you do also. The French customers will tell me that.
It was like having a day out.
It is a day. It's an experience.
But that is what you have to do nowadays to draw customers, because to compete with the internet, you have to give them an experience to get them there. And the small shop can't do that.
That's true.